it's time. Time for the Kelly D Show on Sirius Tejano. Kelly D. Kelly D. Damas y caballeros, con ustedes, Kelly D. Kelly D. On Sirius Tejano.
Saludos, guys. Welcome to Sirius Tejano on a Thursday. We're here on a Thursday. We hardly ever get on a Thursday, but we're here tonight. We have a great guest tuning in with us today. We've had a busy week. It's been amazing. Thank you to the fans, to everybody that always shows their support for us here in Sirius Tejano. What can I say about the group of guys we're going to have next? Very talented group. We have Mr. Ruben, Salazar, and Lasso here with us here in Sirius Tejano. Man, you're going to hear a great story, how they got together, the group that they are. This is why they are who they are. We're hoping to get them down here to Crystal City and the surrounding areas. So, keep to your hands and your fingers crossed. Hopefully we can get them down here. So I'm not going to let the guys wait any longer. So welcome to Mr. Ruben, Jerry, and Manny from Lasso. Saludos.
How's it going, y'all?
How y'all doing? Thanks for having us.
Yes, definitely. Mr. Ruben, like I was saying, and I think I constantly keep listening to music because we do have it on rotation, man. I really love the stuff that you put, and I didn't know this. It was new to me. You having some type of trade of a little flair of Texas Latino, and I get it now. Why?
Yeah. Going back, I guess about 2016. We were talking back and forth about possibly me joining the band, and I got in it, recorded a couple of CDs, had some pretty good success with some singles with them guys. Mi Princesa, Sonambulo, really good song. Duet with Shelly Lattice as well. But yeah, no, it was a great experience. We had a lot of good hits off of those two CDs, and now kind of branched off and joined my other teammates here and got going with this, and it looks like we're finally getting a little bit of momentum going.
Yeah, that's so great. And Mr. Manny, you, sir,
Yes.
knowing that you have some type of roots out of what we call, it's Asheton, but we call it Cheto, right? You're Mr. Trojan yourself, right?
That's right.
Yes, that's right. Yes,
Saludos to all the people from City, Asherton, Carrizo Springs, Big Wells, Arena, of course, La Pryor, Eagle Pass, Uvalde, where my saludos to all the people and everyone that's on the internet here joining us on this interview. Thank you so much for having us. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. And like I said, Mr. Jerry, salud, Mr. Jerry. Welcome here with us here in Sirius Tejano. So, guys, Mr. Jerry, you want to say anything or shout outs to anybody right now?
Man, I just want to give a shout out to all the people in Corpus Christi, all my friends and coworkers from right here in Laredo. I'm in Laredo, Texas right now. And of course, all the people from San Antonio that have been so supportive. Really appreciate those guys over there.
Yes, awesome. So right now, Mr. Ruben, I'm going to go ahead and let you talk a little bit on how you guys got together, when your like, what did you say? Your carrera started taking off with Grupo Lasso.
We all have a bunch of, we all do work, right? So I met up with some bandmates in Sinton, Texas, of all places. Met up with Jerry. We were on the same project that we were working on. And then our bass player, David Rios.
Okay.
And I'd been in communication with another keyboard player of ours. His name is Rudy Pena. And we just started kind of talking about it. We had all taken a hiatus from music for a while. And, we just started talking. And before you knew it, we were in a practice room, jamming out, doing a bunch of old cover songs that we used to all do. And ran into Manny. Manny got brought to our attention. we got Manny in and Rick Landeros out of Robstown, Texas. He's a pretty well-known drummer. Yeah, man. So that's what happened. We started doing it. We had a good vibe going amongst ourselves, and hit the practice room, the rehearsal room. Started getting some original music, and started out with one of those lists like we were talking about earlier, and recorded that, put that one out, and now we're at probably number 5 single that we've released as a group that that we started. And man, like I said, I think we're getting a little momentum, getting really good airplay on internet stations, FM stations all over the country. And
Yes.
thanks to all you guys who spin our music and the fans that request the music. A lot of really good success. If Manny or Jerry have anything to say about that, they got the floor.
Mr. Manny, you want to say how you got into
Go
the
ahead.
band?
Go ahead, Jerry.
Well, we've been
Yeah,
actually
no,
Ruben and I.
that's fine.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Actually, Ruben and I have been singing together for about 35 years. We go back a long ways, and we played country music before, and we're doing the Tejano Conjunto thing, and we've been with other bands before, and we actually formed Lasso back in the 90s, and a couple of the guys are still with us, and like Ruben said, we kind of broke up here for a little while, and he recorded a few songs with Texas Latino, and we also recorded a couple albums back in the past too with Freddie Records, but
Yes.
that's a whole other story there. But yeah, we've been doing this thing here now with Lasso, and man, things are going really well, and like I said, we really appreciate the response. We appreciate the people, and TikToks are going crazy. We pretty much every one of us has an account, and TikToks are always really responsive. And the people in San Antonio. I also want to give a shout out to Humberto Lopez, who's also really supported us, and we appreciate him and what he's done for us as well. So
Yes.
basically, the whole land at Tejano Music there in San Antonio has accepted us with open arms, man, and we're totally embracing it, man. We love it. We appreciate the people.
Yes, definitely. How about you, Mr. Manny? I
Man,
don't
he
think you
was
can.
catchy.
Hey,
I think he's
I'm
having
gonna
audio.
kill
Say
you.
with your beard, man.
Earlier.
Say something.
Like we
Can
mentioned,
you hear it?
I don't know. I don't know.
Huh?
Can you hear us, Mr. Manny?
Yeah,
Okay.
Your
yeah.
turn. Yeah.
Now we can. Yes. Go ahead
So
and
like I was
tell us a
saying
little bit how
earlier,
you got to the music.
cool. So in 2000, I moved from Asherton. We were talking earlier. I'm from Asherton originally. Raised there, and graduated back 1990. So now you know how old I am. Of course, you can see all the grades and everything, but that's graduated in 90, and in 2000 moved, and had been here for a while, and then played with Excelencia from 2003 to 2010. Took a little, just like these guys, and then in 2015, jumped in with David Mares, played with David Mares for 2 years, jumped back in with Excelencia, and during that time, David Rios, our bass player, and Danny Basan, shout out to Danny Basan that plays with Loca Pasión right now, guitar player for them, called me up and said, hey man, because previously in that 2002 era, we had another group here in Kingsville called La Mirada, and myself and Danny and Rick Landeros and Rudy Peña, which is the other keyboard player as well. We all played together. So they called me and they said, hey man, there's this guy that he's a good singer, and he used to be with Latino, and we're looking for another keyboard to join in just to make the sound a little bit fatter, a little bit better, as far as a little bit fuller. And I told David, our bass player, I said, "Well, send me the music, man. Let me listen to it." And that first song, when I heard Ruben's voice, is like, I'm in. So it's like it's one of those things that being a seasoned musician and playing these other great bands that I mentioned, you kind of you it's like me. I like to help out different bands whenever because just like anything, people have helped us out in the past. You always gotta help out. But when I heard his voice, and I heard, it's like, hey man, this sounds good. And honestly, I even tell my wife now. I tell her, hey, this feels like this is kind of what and and I know they've gone into their different realms as but deal with Ruben. And I've always told him, and I told everybody, ask me, well, what kind of music do you guys play? I tell it like this: if David Lee was to be looking for a new singer, you could put Ruben right in there, and he would match, and he would fit right in with David Lee. So when I heard that David Lee and Emilio style rodeo that they were, it's like, man, this is the stuff I love to do. So I pretty much started venturing out of Excelencia and joined these guys, So, but it was pretty cool. I mean, like I said, his voice is what captured me, And so here we are, 3 years later.
Yes. And I think I told you right now, Mr. Ruben, when I started hearing your music, I was really confused a lot. And I was like, oh, it's Texas Latino. And then they're like, no, it's not. It's Ruben. And I'm like, what? And then I started looking up your music and everything. I was like, damn, like, this is the Tejano we're missing. Like, this is, you stayed with your style, sir. Like, the music that you put out, it is what some of us, the Tejano industry kind of is missing, right? And the way you put it out is something that es para bailar. All the songs you put out is so danceable. And I've heard some of your music in San Antonio at Tequilas, actually. I was at Tequilas and I'm like, oh, it's Texas. That's where they correct me. They're like, nope, it's not Texas Latino. It's Ruben. And I'm like, oh, wow. Like, man, this sounds like Texas Latino type of music. And then I started researching and all that stuff. And I was like, wow. And then finding out you recorded with Sevi, you've done other stuff. So, I kind of I put it all together. And I'm like, man, he stayed with, you fit in very well. You fit really well with Texas Latino. And then you're doing your own thing, and no has cambiado. That's your identity. That's the type of music you put. You have that beautiful soft voice that we love about Tejano. It's like Marcos Orozco, right? You already know when it's Marcos Orozco, and yours is too. We're finally knowing when we hear your music. Yes, I know you have your keyboards and your bajos and everything, and it has a little bit of the sound of Texas Latino, but that's your identity. That's your music still, and that's still who you are. And I love what you've put out. I mean, this new song, well, actually the song that I see that is everywhere in all the charts and a lot of places is Siempre Contigo. That song has really taken off for you. And you want to tell us a little bit and how you came up with this song, Siempre Contigo?
Yeah, well, actually, man, there's another guy, there's another piece to this puzzle, and his name is Frank Panchito Villarreal.
Okay.
He was the owner. I mean, you know what? He was with Emilio when Emilio got out of David Lee. He was their keyboard player, sax player, producer, and of the 5 songs that we've released as singles, 4 of them are his. And he's produced them, recorded us, done studio work with a lot of other great musicians in the studio. and it's an element that's working right now, and there's no reason to deviate from that formula. You know, we're going to keep on going with it. There's a lot more songs that are getting worked on as we speak, and I feel very strongly about all of them. You know, but that's just me being biased, maybe because it's us. But I guess that we'll let the people make their decision and stuff about that. But so far so good. They've been very supportive.
Yes, sir. So for the fans, I'm just gonna give you a little bit of the taste of what I'm talking about Siempre Contigo. They do have a new single that's right now, Me Di Cuenta, right? That's one of your newest songs right now. But Siempre Contigo right now is on a lot of the platform, and it's still charting. It's still having a great response. So I'm
Actually, the song. So there's two songs that have the word siempre in it, right? There's Siempre Contigo that was released before Siempre para Siempre. The one that's actually, I think the one that you're talking about is Siempre para Siempre, which is still charting very
okay.
strong on the charts all over. And but Siempre Contigo also was very successful for us.
Okay, so I'm gonna go and put Siempre para Siempre. And it's this one. Let me put it.
Escúchame bien, no quiero saber más de tu querer. Prefiero sufrir de angustia y dolor, pero sin tu amor. Te di mi calor con tanta pasión, pero me pagaste con traición. Esas caricias que le dabas a mi corazón fueron mentiras. Voy a olvidarte para siempre. Te prometo, no te voy a extrañar. Voy a borrarte de mi mente siempre para siempre. Ya no me busques ni me llames. No te preocupes por mi querer. Déjame solo, olvídate de todo, siempre para siempre.
Yes, guys, that was Siempre para Siempre. Great song, Mr. Ruben. Like I said, it's amazing the music that you put out there and the style that you have it's so danceable, like I said, and it's something that was we're so used to our old styles, our rhythm of Tejano of when it was where Emilio, the Selinas, the you know Texas Latino back in the day, Rodeo, Stampede, all them, and you have that style. You put it all together, and you're putting this music, las letras too. The a lot of your music's like lovable, right? It's about love, or it's like a type of that type of material. No tiene nada que ver como que el traición or whatever, right? Like a lot of us do, right? But your music's very romántica. So I like what you're doing. Thank you so much for that. And the guys, you guys are such a talented group. I mean, puro talento in the group, and it's great to have a force like that. A force like those guys on there.
Yeah, one thing that I gotta take my hat off to are the guys that are on this platform right now. And then Jerry, you want to introduce the guys, man? They just work overtime in the practice room, in rehearsal room. I mean, everything that you hear on the radio, on our live performances, you're gonna hear it pretty much just like you hear it there. And like to just let Jerry introduce a lot of the other guys that are not with us. on this platform. But yeah, kudos to those guys, man. They actually put a lot of work in.
Yes, sir.
Well, actually, we got Manny here on keyboards, and does a lot of the musical situating for us as far as live shows and stuff like that. We have Rick Landeros on drums, David Rios on bass, Guillermo Garcia, we call him Gizmo, on accordion. We have Adam Arispe that helps us out on guitar, and Rudy Pena on keyboard number 2. I think that's everybody, right? Well, we have a sax player that helps us out every now and then. His name's Ruben as well, Ruben Rodriguez. He's out of Eagle Pass, Texas.
Okay, nice. And
Yeah,
what about yourself, Mr. Jerry? What do you play?
I do rhythm guitar and I do backup singing, and I do a lot of the PR work as well. So does Manny, but so does David too. David Rios, our bass player, he does a lot of the PR work. All of us take a big hand on just trying to put us out there. It's not about being or trying to get rich with this. It's just, man, we're all just having a good time, really. It's all about fun and getting to meet people and just putting our music out there, It's what we love to do, We've been doing this, Ruben and I've been doing this for a long time. Well, all of us really, but together, we've been doing it for a long time. And, people always ask, why haven't you guys come out? Well, we have careers, we have jobs, we do other things, we have families and, but music's always in the heart, we've all tried to give it up, but we always end up coming back, that's why all of us are over 55 and still doing it. We're still doing it, man. We're still here,
Well, you guys sound great for being over that age, and like I said, the rhythm that you guys put out
Watch
there.
it now, watch it.
But no,
That's
like
just a number, man. We're all young at heart. You know how they rock and rollers. They're always
for real.
No matter how old they look, man. They're always to them. It's like you're talking to a teenager, right? But no,
we're on the reunion tour.
We love music, and that's all we talk about when we get together.
yes, definitely. So, Mr. Ruben, how did you come up with the name Lasso?
We had the name Lasso. Shoot, like Jerry said, probably in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
We had a recording contract with the band that we were in, and it was called Patron, Grupo Patron, and we did a little norteño, couple CDs with Freddie Records in the norteño, and we were at Tejano prior to that. But when they found us and wanted us to go in the studio, they wanted somebody to mirror like Solido and those. So we did a couple of those, and like I said, we had Grupo Lasso prior to that. And
man, can you believe this guy recorded music in Duranguense style?
Wow, you gotta bring
really,
that out.
Really, and they're actually good songs too.
Wow.
But yeah, we
had a manager by the name of Frank Zuniga that was all over the regional Mexican type of a deal. When we were with Freddie, he was our manager. He goes, you know what? Y'all need to try this. This is what's gonna do. If you've ever talked to him, that's the way that dude talks. And you gotta get in the Mexican market, And I was like, all right, well, let's do it. So we gave it a whirl, and we had some of the guys actually from Cumbia Kings that went in there and laid down some tracks, like a lot of the percussion and drums, and Mariano Herrera from Freddie. They were all just taking part in it, and it was a fun little project. It was just kind of like a little side thing, but they got some airplay in Mexico. But anyway, getting back to how we got the name with Lasso, we just kind of brainstormed, right? It just, and we came up with it and sounded pretty cool, so we went with it. And all the years, from back then when we had it, and then we moved on to Freddie. And then we moved out of Freddie, and then we took a little hiatus, and then we got back together this time. We said, you know what? Let's just go back to our roots, man, to where we started as this Tejano, And
Yes.
we've always loved David Lee, like you said, Emilio, all them other vocalists that David Lee had, and that have all branched out on their own now. Is we were just hardcore fans of all of that music at that time as well, and
Yes.
that's what we did. We came back with the name and got our own music going and hooked up with Pancho Villarreal and shoot, we're still trucking, like they say, right? Trying to get it.
Yes, definitely. And like I said, the music that you put out and like the music you recorded, I think the only song that I was able to get when I was uh, trying to do a little bit of more like, okay, this guy has me really intrigued. Let me go back in the Texas Latino type of era. Um, you did on with Texas Latino. Was one of the song called Princesa?
Yeah, yeah, that was a big hit. That kind of put Texas Latino back on the map. They had lost their lead singer. They'd kind of been back in the deal, and when that song came out, it just kind of it did it. It did it. Put them back on the map, man. And I was part of it, and I was very happy to be part of it.
Yes, yes, and like I said, like the music that you have, I mean, you have not lost a step to it, and you're still being who you are. You had your identity there, and you still have your identity here, and you're putting it with your group Lasso and all the talented guys in the group, putting their little flair of their rhythm of music. También the, the who's your music director on the band?
Manny.
That'd be Manny right there.
Manny calls the shots, but all the guys contribute. Manny just kind of, you know, gets all the material that we're gonna do. He talks to me about it, and and then he moves forward with it in the rehearsal room. Manny.
Yes. So, Mr. Manny, you being the music director and a little bit of what you're doing. I mean, you were telling me there's a local band here in my town called Zavala Band. And did you play keyboards
Yes,
with them when you played with them?
I did. In 1998. We were coming back. I had moved up to Nebraska in 1993, and then we moved back. Me and my wife and my family, we moved back here to Asherton. And at that time, Mariano Garcia, he was from Asherton, came to Descanse, but he reached out to me and he said, "We're a keyboard player. Are you available?" So I said, "Yeah." And just like anything, in high school, we formed Tejano Breed with friends there from Asherton, Ramirez and Sergio Soto, Roddy Soto, and Noe Gonzalez, those guys. And so when we would look up to these guys, man. I mean, they're legends. In our area, they are legends. I mean, I started off with Lalo Mata and they're from Crystal City también, Shamata and guys.
Yes.
And then in 1998, when I came back, Mariano asked me, "Hey, do you try out for the band? We're looking for keyboard players." So I said, "Oh yeah." I mean, and again, Zavala Band, even now, I've always felt like I am the weakest link in that chain whenever I help them out, because they're all monster musicians. I mean, they're all band directors basically. Fito,
Yes,
Guzman, and and
the Sanchez
now Kiki
brothers.
Sanchez,
Yes.
which him and myself went to school together back in the 80s. And then Steve Sanchez, which is another monster trumpet player that plays with
And
with
he's still
Latin
playing.
Breed.
He plays with Ruben Ramos.
Wow.
Yeah, he plays with Ren Ramos Breed. He helps out a lot of different bands. Right now, he's currently playing with Latin, and that is the musicianship that I come from that old school. And it was fun playing with Zavala Band, because those guys, like I said, music is just like Little Joe, just like Ruben Ramos. It's sound, and I learned a lot from those guys as well. So just like anything, learning all these things throughout the years, and then joining Excelencia in 2003 and being with them for almost a decade, and then jumping in with David Maris and those guys. And those guys, that's a totally different ball game there. There's a lot of technical stuff that they do, a lot of jazz progression chording. And so all those things, it makes you a better musician. And like I said, when I got to join with Ruben, it's like I brought all those ideas. And so there's a couple of songs that Ruben recorded with Texas Latino, but we change them around a little bit, and we do some alternate endings. And one particular song, I told Ruben and I told Jerry in the band, okay, this one's abruptly, but let's change it and let's give it a little Rammer David Maris feel. Do that live. So it's still something that it's part of Ruben's history because he recorded those albums with Texas Latino. And but we add our own flavor to it, and so it's just like anything, like Ruben was saying and Jerry was saying. It's pretty cool, these guys that we're with, and we're able to sit down and bring the ideas to the table. All I do is just lead the guys to be able to say, okay, let's try it this way, let's go, and but everyone in their own sense is, like I said, they're seasoned veterans, everyone that is with us. And the cool thing that because of the musicality that we have and these original songs that we have, I've made a lot of friends, just like Ruben has, just like Jerry has, but a lot of friends throughout the years and in the industry. So one of the guys sits in, or actually two of the guys that sit in with the band, Adam Arispe, he and I played it back in 2015 with David Maris. So when we needed a guitar player, I called him and he said, man, yeah, I'll help you guys out. And ever since, about a year when our actual original guitar player, Danny, was playing with Loca Pasión, the tribute to La Mafia, they started jamming out a lot. Well, I called him and he said, yeah, man, I'll help out. Same thing with the sax that we brought into the band that helps and sits in with us, which is Ruben Rodriguez. I brought him into Excelencia about 6 years ago. So it's just, it's cool to have friends in the music business. And when you have a good product and when you have good music and it's a good groove, they all say, hey, man, yeah, we'll sit in, we'll help out. It sounds good. We love that kind of music. And same thing here. That's what brought me into the group, man, the groove.
Yes, and thank you to you guys that you guys put this music out, because we can listen to this type of music and we connect to it. And like I told you guys, the song, like I told you, Mr. Ruben, the song that when you did it with Texas Latino, you kind of put a lot of like the vocals you have. Like, do you have a background history of musicians that led you to do this type of music, or who was your inspiration to do this?
That question right there goes way back to when I was a kid. I mean, my parents are both, for being Mexicanos, right? My dad listened to everything. He listened to country. He listened to, well, probably not to rock, but he listened to country, he listened to norteño, listened to conjunto.
Them oldies, right? That Al Green and Sam Cooke. That Al Green and Sam Cooke, like you told me.
Yeah, so my dad listened to everything, right? And I would be forced to to listen to all that stuff because I was with him a lot of the times. And remember, we had an old console stereo with an 8-track player in it. My dad had albums and 8-track tapes and cassettes of anybody that you wanted, right? So I'd sit there at that console, me and my sister, and we'd mimic just about everybody who we listened to. And it wasn't until later in life, my teenage years, or a little before, my parents actually recognized, hey, man, you can sing, right? At the time, I was just singing. I was mimicking Johnny Rodriguez, George Strait, norteño groups, right? Los Tigres. I mean, one of the first Spanish songs that I sang was Contrabando y Traición, way back in the day when that thing was out. And I would just mimic all them guys. I had a pretty high range as well back then. But yeah, that's where it all came from, I think. And then teenage years, I started singing on the back of a bus, going to a football game or whatever. And my buddies were like, damn, you can sing, man. So it was kind of like that. And then I met up with, I think the first band I was in was a country band. And then we started incorporating some Tejano, some David Lee, Emilio. And from there, it went pretty much all the way Tejano. And we still do. We incorporate a lot of country to our sets as well. Okay. I still really like country.
So Mr. Ruben, besides you singing, you play an instrument as well, right?
I wouldn't do it on a professional stage. I play guitar with myself right here, just where I'm at. I'll pick up my guitar, and it helps me write songs if I've written any, And but as far as doing it on a professional platform like these guys, I wouldn't even try it.
How about you, Mr. Jerry? You play another instrument of what you do?
As far as on stage, I just play guitar and I'm singing. I do percussion every now and then, but we kind of laid away from I've kind of laid away from the percussion. It's a lot of work. You got to haul a bunch of stuff. So I kind of put it on the back burner, and, I just stuck to playing guitar, rhythm guitar when it calls for it. And like I said, do some background vocals.
Yes, and Mr. Manny, I know you're
invested in a drum machine to keep from bringing his person stuff.
And you, Mr. Manny, besides playing keyboards, what else can you instruments you pick up on?
No, that's pretty much it. I'm like those specialists. Hey, what do you do? I'm a brain surgeon. No, I play keyboards, and pretty much that's my instrument. In high school, I did play bass with the marching band, and a percussionist as well, snare drummer. But as time went by, and believe it or not, in 1988, that's when I started playing keyboards there at high school. Finally got an electric. It was a Korg 1000, and like I mentioned earlier, I played with Lalo Mata and the up band, and their keyboard player, his name was Luis Garcia. He was actually my math teacher in high school, and I found out that he played keyboards, and it's like, wow. So he invited me a couple of times to join him on stage, and all I would do is I would stand there right next to him and just watch what he was doing, and he was really cool about it. And from there, when he got out, he wanted the gig, so that's how I jumped in. And since then, since 1988, I've been doing keyboards, and that's pretty much my specialty. Can I keep a small little rhythm beat on drums? Sure, I can, but nothing that. Hey, oh, by the way, you're gonna play drums tonight? Is like, let's put the drum machine. It'll be a lot better than I would.
Yes, and Mr. Manny, I'm gonna have to go back on my brother's wedding, because Zavala Band was the band that played at their wedding. So I'm gonna see if I can see you on the stage with on that video, and hopefully I'll be like, hey, Mr. Manny was one of the members at my brother's wedding. So I'm gonna have to go back on that. You guys were amazing then. The style that they had then was more, it's like a Latin breed type of music, Ruben Ramos type of music, Little Joe, all that type of music is, you can't go wrong with horns or trumpets or the sax, and the horns always give some type of a feel to the band. So, it's so great to put that in.
Yeah, for that area, for the Crystal City, for the Crystal City, Asherton, Carrizo Springs, all that area. That was the main thing. It was the horn section. It was the Little Joe, man. I remember growing up with my dad listening to Laura Canales, listening to Little Joe, listening to Ruben Ramos, all that type of music. And so, like I said, as youngsters, when we would hear Zavala Band or Lala Mata play, it's like, hey, that's what we're striving for, to be like those guys. And I'm talking about the Tejano breed guys,
Yes.
And but just like anything, if you look at the video, you probably won't see me because estoy bien Shrek, yo. As you can see, estoy bien Shrek. So I tell the guys, me way in the back, man. You guys be up in the front. And I'll be in the back. I'm like the Wizard of Oz. Put me behind the curtain, and I'll do my stuff back there.
He's like that. He's like a news anchor on stage. He'll show up with a nice button up shirt up on top, and then he'd be wearing some Bermuda shorts underneath. He just takes his little chair, sits down and jams.
Yes.
It's that I'm from over here. I'm from the Corpus Christi area. I live over here in Kingsville now. We're all about the beach, like that.
Right.
Little beach.
So yeah, Mr. Manny, I'm gonna talk about this since you said you've had the playing with the Hano breed, with all their talisman and all that. I'm gonna give a shout out right now to an amazing guy, Anthony Patterson. He did a remake of Land Breed's No Me Digas No. Have you heard it yet? And if you did, what did you say? And did you say, like, man, he brought it back to life?
So in all honesty, I have not heard it. My sister called me, and she was heading towards Houston, and they were listening to the Tejano Gold Countdown, and said, "Hey, do you know that they re-released No Me Digas No?" And it's like, "What are you talking about?" She said, "Yes, the Talisman Tejano breed song." And it's like, "Who did?" And so right away I called Eddie Ramirez, and I said, "Hey, Eddie," I said, "Dude, did somebody re-release the song?" I said, because apparently my sister called me and told me that they were playing it on the radio on Tejano Gold Countdown. And it's like, and he said, "Yeah, man, about 2 years ago, this guy reached out to Roddy Soto, which is the lead singer. He's the guy that wrote it, because Eddie told me. He's the guy that wrote it, and asked him for permission. Hey, can I re-record the song and release it?" And of course, they gave him permission. But no, I haven't heard the song yet, because of course, if you can see my background here and my shirt, I'm still here at work.
So are you a car dealer, so we know and we can send people out there?
I'm the inventory manager for Nissan Chevrolet GMC in Kingsville, Texas. Yes.
Oh, well, I should have talked to you before we got our Nissan then.
Yeah. Well, let me know in the future. We'll help you out.
Yes, sir. So, Mr. Ruben, we're on
that song that you're talking about. Who's the band that released it?
Anthony Patterson.
Anthony, I've heard the name. I haven't heard. Maybe I've heard the music too. I just didn't.
I've heard the name too. I haven't heard the song.
Yes, it's a great song. So since we're on that topic, Mr. Ruben, the music you did with Texas Latino, would you ever ask them and get permission to kind of remake and bring it back to this to the era again?
The music, in particular.
Some of the songs that you kind of recorded with them, or you've did with them.
Yeah. You know what? I think we're on a different path right now as musicians. What I did with them, I only recorded 2 CDs now. Texas Latino goes way back into the early 90s with an awesome vocalist by the name of Rick Acosta.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've actually invited him to sing with us in some of our live shows.
Nice.
But yeah, no, he's good. But no, I'm gonna let that lay where it's at and continue moving forward with what we got going. But no, it was a good run. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying anything negative about it. Uh, like I said, it was the stuff that I did with them was great. Since then, we've parted ways, and we're on a totally different path now. And if y'all recognize some of the something from those, well, great. You know, it all contributes to a promising future, I hope.
Yes, definitely. So I want to let the people know the new song that you have out, Me Di Cuenta. You want to talk to us a little bit about it, and then after we're done with it, we'll let the people hear a little bit of the song.
Yeah. So Me Di Cuenta is a song that I probably recorded about, I'm gonna say probably a year and a half ago, and and we had some other songs in the pipeline that we have yet to release a full CD. You know, I've got probably some songs that I'm gonna turn. You know, we'll probably have a 6-song EP that we're gonna be releasing here pretty soon. But Me Di Cuenta is a song that I recorded and I really liked it. Another song that Pancho Real wrote and produced for us. Man, but when I heard the song, it's like I gotta have it, So we moved forward with it, and what you got right there was the final outcome, and I really believe that of all the songs that we've recorded, I think that this song right here is probably even Siempre para Siempre. Siempre para Siempre was a really good hit for us, but I think that the fact that we just released this song a couple of weeks ago, and it's already got a lot of momentum. We're getting a lot of attention from a lot of places, and I think it's going to be another good one for us.
Yes, it is. So I'm gonna let our fans and all the listeners to listen. Me Di Cuenta from Mr. Ruben Salazar y Lasso.
Me di cuenta al besar tus dulces labios que soy tuyo, todo tuyo y de nadie más. Me di cuenta al mirarme entre tus ojos que no puedo vivir sin ti jamás, jamás. Estás en mi mente, noche y día, en todos mis sueños, tú eres mía. Me di cuenta que hasta la muerte te amaré con loca pasión. Me di cuenta que tú eres todo mi amor.
Yes, guys, that's Me Di Cuenta. If you guys want the music, go download it in all your platforms where all the music is distributed. Mr. Ruben, you want to tell us where they can get these music or who they can contact for all the distributing of your music or any contact to booking you and everything? You want to give us a little bit of who they can contact?
Yeah. So actually, the song, all of our songs are on all digital platforms: Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music. I mean, you name it. It's on all the digital platforms. You can listen on it for free on YouTube. But hey, whatever, man. Just get out there and check it out. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, put it on your playlist on Spotify or any of your for your little carne asadas outside, or if you don't want to see the Spurs play because they get you upset and you want to listen to some Ruben, go ahead and put it.
And then Spurs got me last night. I'll tell you what, but that's a different show, I guess.
Yes. So guys, what do you guys see you guys' direction of you're continually doing this, and are you guys gonna change a little bit of music wise and maybe do like a country song, or within the rhythm of doing like what we call it Tex Mex or country mix, or there's a word for it where they do both languages and just change it up, like maybe for a song or so. Do you guys see yourselves doing something like that?
Yeah, we actually have a country song right now that we're actually working on. Song that I wrote, me, my nephew, and my son, called "Tequila Nights at Home." So we'll be putting that out pretty soon. Like I said, we've got it coming, and that's just full blown country. That's kind of close to my heart. But yeah, as far as incorporating some of that country music with a little Tejano feel, that's a great idea. People are actually doing it already, but we haven't gotten to that point yet. Right now, we're working on our, like I said, our EP, and also adding that one country tune to it. But yeah, I think it's going to be a really good song.
Yes, awesome. So for them to book you like in these festivals coming up or anything like that, are you guys doing any of those, or you guys playing anywhere pretty soon around the area, or
Yeah, yeah. So that's another thing. We're all professionals. Actually, I'm over here in South Carolina right now. That's where I'm doing this from today.
okay?
I'm on a project over here. Jerry's in one in Laredo. David, our bass player, is on another one, and so we're all doing a lot of different things. But yeah, we've got some stuff lined up. 4th of July. We've got a couple of privates lined up for at the end of this month. We've got 4th of July. End of July, we're actually doing a private for Humberto Lopez from KLMO in San Antonio. So yeah, and we've got some in the future in August. Every month we got some gigs, but yeah, a lot of privates right now. We get in on some of the festivals. We got some 4th of July festivals that we're going to be doing. I think we've got 2 for that day already, working on the 3rd one.
Awesome.
We can coordinate it. We're going to do it.
Yes, definitely. And for all the promoters out there, right now I want to say thank you to all the fans that got in from YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. For our paisanos del Estado de México, we have a great following in Mexico. Para todos nuestros mexicanos, siempre atonizándose aquí con Serious Tejano, siempre enseñándolos, soportando nuestra estación. Por ustedes no somos nada, y muchas gracias para todos nuestros paisanos, to all our people in Texas, Michigan, California. We had so many people tune in, a lot of musicians tuned in. You guys have a great following, Mr. Ruben. I don't know if you knew that. Now you do. You guys have a great following, great support system. I'll tell you this, and Mr. Jerry was saying it, the support in San Antonio, being so many Tejano bands in that area, to get the response that you guys are getting and the support you're getting in San Antonio, because it is, how they say, la capital del Tejano, right? The capital of Tejano music. To get the response in that area is amazing. You guys should be proud of what you're doing. You guys should be grateful for the opportunities, for the support and all that. And, the love shows it on your music, the way you guys record together. It shows, and this is why you get the support you do. You guys want to touch base on that, and just thanking the fans, giving thanks to whoever you guys want to. You guys have the platform right now. Y'all can show thanks to anybody you guys want to right now. So you're welcome to.
I just want to give a quick thanks to some of the musicians that have helped us out in the past, like Jacob De Leon, E-Rock, Rick Lerma. Who's some of the other guys, you guys? I want to thank those guys for always coming through for us. You know, when we need somebody, they're always there.
And they're all a phone call away. You know, all those guys. You know, a lot of people have careers, jobs like we do. Jacob plays for Jay right now, and Danny plays for Loca Pasión. But you know what? They're just a phone call away. They're liking what we do as well, and yeah, thanks to those guys for anything that they've ever done for us in the past. You know, and building what we're doing right now. There's a lot of people. I wish I could name them all, but there's a lot of people in the background, you know, behind the scenes. My sister's a big supporter and
Shout out to Ana Salazar.
all over the place. All the wives of the musicians who support us and go to our gigs and you know, my wife, you know, she's always there for me and stuff like that, and I appreciate that. But yeah, they all play a big part in what we're doing and what we're trying to do. But
also,
yeah.
shout out to Nate. He's been doing videos for us, promoting the band, promoting the songs. Man, that guy's fantastic. He's outstanding. Appreciate you, Nick. Nate, I'm sorry. Appreciate you, Nate.
Awesome, Mr. Manny.
Yeah, and like the guys were saying, we want all those people that whenever we need help because of whatever issue, and we need somebody to sit in with the band, they're willing to. And just to add on to that, you know, like they were mentioning, Jacob, that he's helped out in the past before on accordion. Also, Joel us out one time at New Beer Depot there. He's the accordion player for Marcos Orozco. And then it's just like anything, because of our sound live, because a lot of people can go into a studio, and in the studio you can perform magic, but can you bring it live? That is the key. Can you do it live? And gracias a Dios that the guys that we have in the band, that everyone can bring it live. And all my colleagues and peers in the music business have noticed that. And like I said, if we need someone to sit in, I mean, I can call Justin Ramirez, which was a drummer, Jay Perez, until last month. He would out. He'll help us out, and even Albert. He's the current bass player for Jay Perez. He's willing to help us out. I mean, me and him and Adam, Justin, us four played with David Mattes back in 2015, 2016. So again,
Yeah,
the whole thing is that
with that
all
being
these
said-
musicians that we have in the band.
Yeah. With that being said, you know, they're there if we need them. But you know, thank God, we've moved like a unit with the people that we have in the band that Jerry's introduced. Every now and I mean, I can't even say every now and then. Once in a blue moon, we'll need to borrow a person because of a scheduling conflict with work, but that's not very often. The majority of the time, it's going to be the heart of the band. It's going to be there probably 97% of the time. Like I said, they're always there, but every now and then we get a little glitch. But not, like I said, not very often. But most of the time, you get the guys on that cover of that single that are going to be with us. But like I said, thank God that the other guys are there and ready to step in if we need them.
Yes.
Also, shout out to Roger and Maria from R&M Productions. Those guys are really helpful to us also in San Antonio.
Yeah, R&M Promotions out of San Antonio, man. They put us on the map there in San Antonio and they open a lot of doors for us. It's Roger and Maria. Great help for us and very supportive in everything we do. And yeah.
Awesome.
All the internet DJs, DJ Ray, Sweet D, Roland from West Texas,
DJ
uh,
Relic.
DJ Relic. Yeah, a bunch. There's just so many men that really.
Red.
Huh?
Red.
Yeah, Danny Red. So many.
386 Nation.
There's a lot of them,
Yeah.
and thank you for. I wish I could name them all.
Roland Ibarra.
Yeah, Roland Nevada. Lot of them, man. They all reach out to us and play our music constantly. They share their lives with us because they want us to know that, hey, man, we are playing your stuff, and
Yes.
that we're forever grateful. Really are.
Yes, and with being grateful and everything, we're grateful here at Sirius Tejano to having you, Mr. Ruben. Uh, like we told you, we've been trying to get you in our studio and get you here to do an interview, and it was so great to finally make a connection, and we're able to do this and show our fans and our South. South Texas is so hard to get new artists, get artists out in this area. It's so they stay so stuck on the established artists like the well knowns like the signals,
Yeah,
sólidos, they stay stuck on that. And we're trying to put this platform to get people to know the new artists, the artists that are out there that are actually performing. They're always constantly working. And I mean, there's more bands out there, and we just gotta give them opportunities and open ourselves, our doors to artists like yourself, new artists, to let them get put out here. We do have our local, it's about 45 miles away from us. It's the Lucky Eagle Casino. Always trying to bring bands, but it seems like they keep constantly bringing established artists or artists that are already known. It's so hard to get the new artists out there, but hopefully they somebody on there was watching, or my friend that I have there, hopefully he was watching. Make contact with Ruben. I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure you won't be disappointed. He has great music. um it's just opportunities, guys. We got to give these people opportunities, the airtime on the radio station. To the fans, you want to hear the music, request it. That's all it takes, is requesting it. In our station, I know one of your songs that's all constantly in rotation is called 123, right? One of your songs, it is
Yeah.
constantly in rotation on our station. And you know all the music you send us, Mr. Ruben, is usually on rotation, always getting played. And to all the artists that always trust us with their music, thank you, because without you guys, we're not able to do this. And without the artists, we're not able to do this. And without the fans, we're nothing. So
yeah,
thanks. It all works out. We're all working like in a cycle. So, thanks to everybody that always shows support, because without support, we can never get through, or we can never go forward. So thank you guys so much for everything.
yeah.
That's
Thanks
right.
for having
Thank
us,
you.
and that's so true. There's a lot of new artists, and it's so good to see a lot of the young people. Jerry mentioned Nate Navarro. Navarro, right? Was his last name? Is his last
Yeah.
name?
Yeah.
These guys, probably early 20s, that are really pushing and know the history of Tejano. And a lot of the bands that are out there trying to make a name in Tejano. I just think it's awesome, man. We're here at our age, and we're still trying to do it because we love it. But to see the youth really get involved and take the time and spend the money to get into a recording studio and press their luck to get a single out on the radio or whatever. It's all about self promotion nowadays. You don't have the I mean, I'm not gonna say you don't have it. It may exist somewhere, somehow, the payola to try to get your music played, but that people can actually download their stuff themselves and give it a whirl. And that's a great thing about the youth that are really trying to put the Hano, out there at their age. I really appreciate that.
Yes.
That's
So before we get off the airways, I want to know from each one of you guys what type of advice you would give all these young artists trying to get into the music business. Like you guys said, Mr. Jerry and Ruben, like you've been in the industry or doing music for so many years, and Mr. Manny as well. What kind of advice will you give these people that are barely getting their feet wet, or they're already in it, and they kind of get discouraged a little bit, or they just like, how I kind of take off or whatever? I know, besides being patient, what other advice can you give these guys?
I think
Educate.
that I think that the way it is nowadays, look at us. We're still trying to. We haven't gotten to the level of David Lee or Jay Pettis, but you know what? We're still doing it. And there's a lot more things that they can do themselves to, like I said, to promote themselves, get themselves known, get their music out there. But it's just, it's a lot of added work on the computer, on the phone, or whatever needs to happen, But the record labels are not there to tell you no anymore. You can go out there, put your music out there, and see what happens,
Definitely.
But yeah, man, don't give up. And we're still doing it because we love it. Like Jerry said, we're not trying to get rich or anything like that. But we love Tejano. We love what we're doing. We love Tejano fans all over the place that are giving us a lot of attention. We love the DJs, the internet DJs, the FM DJs, AM DJs, you name it. Anybody who's supporting Ruben Salazar, Lasso, or Tejano music as a whole, we appreciate them.
Awesome. Mr. Jerry?
I say educate yourself before you give it all in. Give it all 100%. Make sure you have a backup plan, and do it because you love it, not because you think you're going to get rich. Do it because you love it.
Yes. Mr. Manny?
Just like the guy said, and just adding to this, anybody that's trying to jump in the industry today, it's like, number one, learn your craft. Like Gilbert Velasquez has always said, learn your craft. Don't rely on auto tune. Don't rely on computers. Don't rely on any of that stuff. Do it the old fashioned way. Back in the day, there was no auto tune, or if there was, we didn't have access to it. So you needed to know your stuff. You needed to know how to sing. You needed to know how to play, and that's one of the things that I would tell all these new people that are trying to come in. And of course, just like anything, just Tejano music. As long as we continue, and as long as the new generation continues to listen to it, and they put their heart into it, then Tejano won't die. A lot of people say, "Is Tejano music dying?" No, it's not. It's still here. It's just like anything. Things evolve and change, but that's the difference with our sound, is that we've kept it the good old Tejano classic style of music. So.
Yes, definitely. And again, guys, we're getting to the end of the show, and I really appreciate you guys coming through. Mr. Manny, it was a pleasure. I'm glad that we have some type of connection. Saludos to my good friend Eddie Ramirez, to a good friend as well, Sergio, all the guys from Talisman Latin Breed. Talisman and Zavala Band, Mr. Lalo Mata, to all the people that we've had the pleasure to have a relationship with, Excelencia as well. Mr. Jerry, thank you, Mr. Jerry. Keep doing what you're doing. You guys keep loving what you're doing, and thank you so much for coming through. And Mr. Ruben, what can I say, sir? Keep doing what you're doing. You're doing great stuff. I see a lot more music in you. I see the love that you pour out there, and the way you talk about what you're doing and what you put out there. I see it. Keep continuing for many more years. And I God bless you on everything that you keep doing. And um, the station's always here. Whenever you're welcome back, and we can showcase whatever you have. And to the guys as well, you guys are welcome to come by, and hopefully we'll have you in our areas pretty soon, and we can meet in person, and congratulate you on all the the journey of being in the Tejano industry.
Awesome. Let's
Awesome.
do
I
it.
appreciate that, and look forward to meeting you someday. Maybe we'll make it up down your way, and actually have a conversation, and maybe do a gig down there or something. That'd be great.
Yes, guys. So I had the pleasure to have Mr. Ruben Salazar y Lasso. Thank you guys so much. To everybody that tuned in, thank you guys. Without you guys, we're nothing. Keep tuning in. You guys can request his music on our station. His music is on rotation. So I'm gonna send you guys off with 1, 2, 3 from Mr. Ruben Salazar and Lasso, because it is on rotation constantly here. So thank you guys, and you guys have an amazing, amazing night on this beautiful Thursday.
Thank you,
All right.
Kelly.
Thanks for having us.
volvemos a enojar, sabiendo que nos amamos en verdad. Me voy, te vas, nos volvemos a enojar, sabiendo que nos amamos en verdad. Me acerco para darte un beso, tú te mueves para atrás. Volteas tu cara y me das la espalda, sabiendo que te vas a dejar. 1, 2, 3, ahí vamos otra vez. Solo dame un beso. 4, 5 y 6, ya debes de saber que por ti me muero. Y de 7 a 10, ya sabes que es. Y empezamos otra vez. Échale, Manu. Me voy y te vas, nos volvemos a enojar, sabiendo que nos amamos en verdad. Me acerco para darte un beso, tú te mueves para atrás. Volteas tu cara y me das la espalda, sabiendo que te vas a dejar. 1, 2, 3, ahí vamos otra vez. Solo dame un beso. 4, 5 y 6, ya debes de saber que por ti me muero. Y del 7 a 10, ya sabes que es. Y empezamos otra vez. 1, 2, 3, ahí vamos otra vez. Solo dame un beso. 4, 5 y 6, ya debes de saber que por ti me muero. Y del 7 a 10, ya sabes que es. Y empezamos otra vez. Y de 7 a 10, ya sabes que es. Y empezamos otra vez. Y empezamos.